Hey everybody, welcome to the Dungeons of Castle Blackmoor. This is episode 37, 38, something like that. 35, 36. Sometimes I label the same thing 2 weeks in a row just cuz. But we've been playing for quite a while now. And our players just made it. Their characters just made it to 7th level, deep here in the depths and bowels of the dungeon itself. Welcome back. Glad you're all here. If you have any questions during the stream for the players or for me, go right ahead and feel free to ask those questions. And let's see. Phantom Dragon and Super J Man will be out there moderating for us. Kithrain, who you also know as Egg of Coot, is busy today and he's not able to be out in the stream. So those two young men are hopping on to help us out. So we're going to hop right into it. I'm going to, give you sort of my table speak, sort of thing we talk about every week. The first thing is, we try and be character as much as we possibly can. Sometimes you get excited and you're not, but we try and respond physically to things, things that are physically happening in character. We try to respond to each other in character. And most importantly, when we have NPCs out there and you're interacting with the NPCs, we treat the NPCs like real things, like real beings. And also, they're aware of what the players say. So if the players are talking about how they're going to scam the Merchant Prince, in front of the Merchant Prince, he hears that. So one round of character, it's obvious. It's usually mechanics discussions, or it'll be us jumping up to 40,000 feet briefly to do a recap and understand things, and then dropping down into character. But that's something we really, really, really try to do. Second thing is we do a whole bunch of die rolls in the tower. Fantasy Grounds, which is the platform we're using for virtual play, has a mechanism called the Dice Tower, and what that lets the players do is drop a die roll. They control the die roll, but I see the results. And we do that for almost all skill checks, occasionally for a saving throw, and hardly ever for a combat roll. And a couple reasons for that. First of all, if you, like, for example, roll a 23 on your perception check, you're going to expect to have seen everything, right? So when you roll that die and it drops into the tower and you don't know the roll, you respond to what the DM describes to you, as opposed to the mechanics of the die roll itself. And that really works well because it makes certain that the responses stay a little bit more authentic. They're less metagamey. They're more based on the physical environment that I'm starting to paint and place my players in physically and that they're responding to. And that works pretty well for us. Haven't talked about this in a while, but I'm going to drop it back out there to give you folks context. The Dungeons of Castle Blackmoor is based on conversations I had, this interpretation of it. And everybody has a right to interpret DCB however they want, something Dave believed in. But this particular interpretation is based on conversations I had with Dave at Gen Con around 2009, 2010, 2011, right before he passed away. And I was working for him, writing for him, and I was overseeing his Living campaign, which is like Living Greyhawk was back in the day, or Living Arcanus, or the Adventures League now, but it was specifically for Blackmoor. And 3 out of 4 of the people here were also writers for him. But basically what I said to Dave is I said, hey, Dave, what if Dungeons of Castle Blackmoor was this and it involved these things? And Dave was like, oh, that's cool. Let's do it. And he and I talked about my ideas a little bit, and he gave me a couple things that I should try out, and what you're seeing is a manifestation of those ideas. Over here, in the stream, we have our players, and I'm all going to give them a chance to introduce themselves, talk to you a little bit about their characters, what their expectations are for this episode, and sort of walk you through kind of who they are and how they approach things. And I'm going to start with Jen. And last week I had gotten 3 hours of sleep before I DM'd, and I was so wiped out by the end of it that I actually forgot to give Jen a chance to do a recap. And Jenna Bink's recaps are legendary for our table. So I'm going to let Jen go first, and she can sort of close where she was last week and also start us for this week. So, Jen, be awesome.
Yeah, no pressure. So I'm Jen. I play Jenabink, our lovely gnome artificer, as well as Catapult, who apparently can't stand up for more than 2 minutes. There have been many discussions behind the scenes on how to make that last longer. I am very much looking forward to finding out what happens to Delbert, finding out if we can make Idris suck a little less again, and find out what happened to his patron, and generally just annoyed that we haven't found either Blue Crystal or have had time for me to work in my workshop. So, everyone keeps pulling me in 5 directions, and I have to save them. So this time, This time I have some ammunition now that I'm 7th level. I'm very happy about this.
So, Jen, are you feeling like Jennifer needs to be more assertive and more direct about sort of what her expectations are for arcane science and some of the research she wants to do? Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Absolutely not, because Genebink will be passive aggressive until the cows come home, or Coop takes over the world. But passive aggressive is the way to go. Arcane science.
Okay, so I think then what we can say is the recap's going to be that Jenna Binks going to absolutely torment people that don't do what they want.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. Yeah.
So, Jen, I just want to say that I truly love you, and your role playing is outstanding. All right, let's hop on to our resident freak, Delbert Galen. Delbert Galen, would you like to unmute yourself and talk about all the awesome things you have planned for yourself today?
Am I unmuted?
You are unmuted now. Good.
Well, I mean, not to be outdone, Genevieve thinks she's being pulled in 5 directions. I think Delbert's being pulled in 8, and yeah, we'll see how today goes. There are definitely things that are in play for Delbert.
Cool. What is Delbert worried about? Let's talk about, a little bit of what you're anticipating for the character, and let's sort of put ourselves in his mind right now. What's he experiencing?
Well, I mean, obviously, not getting eaten is a good idea.
We sure about that.
I'm sure that there's a little bit of performance anxiety going on there as well. And how is this going to affect life on the outside? And does it really matter? Because every time we come down here, everything changes.
True. So, couple things then. So you're worried about what's going on the surface, how things are changing and shifting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Delbert has some actual mortal fear then. He's really worried about how this is going to play out for him and what the consequences are going to be, right?
Yes. But obviously, there's some tempering to that, because Delbert's really not scared of much.
True. I would say that's absolutely fair. Delbert's kind of fearless. One of the things that I personally love about how you've run Delbert is he's a Hythonian first and a wizard and a Cabal member second. So when there's a hole in the line and it needs to be plugged, at lower level you drew a dagger and stepped up and jabbed because it's all you had. At higher level now you step up with, some cantrips that are focused on dealing with that or magic and get right up in the front line. Right beside Idris sometimes, right beside Genevieve sometimes. It's kind of outstanding. I really appreciate it. So... Well, all right, let's, anything else you'd like to add for today, Jimmy?
No, San Dimas High School football rules.
All right. Penny, let's talk about where Penny is, what she's thinking. What's the internal psychology for you, Matt, right now with Penny? What you worried about? What you liking?
Well, first off, I'm Matt. I'm playing Penny, and I think Penny's in a place right now where she's probably mildly concerned about the individual she's traveling with right now. Delbert's about to go get freaky with some spider thing, and who knows how many eggs it's going to land him, but frankly, one is probably too many. And we've got Idris with a little bit of performance anxiety going on with his sword. And then Genevieve's just always mad about not being able to research stuff. So, everybody's just pretty much in an unhappy place right now. And if Penny were a better person, she would probably use this opportunity to bring everybody to better, together. But she's not.
So, would it be fair to summarize Penny's perspective as get your shit together? I'm not going to get killed for you.
babies is what Penny's dealing with right now. A bunch of crybabies just complaining about everything. My sword, I have to go hook up with some spider thing and get all freaky deaky. Arcane science, Penny's just dealing with everybody complaining about everything when, basically the entire area down here wants to kill us. So,
Roger that. So,
yeah.
So, Idris, you got a lot going on with what happened with Shia and everything. Why don't you walk us through what's going on in your head, and who you are and what you're looking forward to today. Also, I mean, what's Idris thinking?
Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. As the fire's going up all around him. I don't know what you're talking about. This sword works great. Those powers, don't need to use them. I'm getting a roll on with Hirsch. I'm going to see how many times I can roll this thing 7s in a row. Let Shia take a rest. She's carried the weight for the team enough. We're going to let Hirsch pick it up this time. On the inside, he's like, holy shit, we need a plan C,
Right. So some real fear there, but Idris feels that it's his duty to present that calm facade that he always tries to, right?
Right, because when you're, 142-0 in combat, I mean, just keep faking it till you make it.
Outstanding. Well, I'm going to... so what happened last week is... there's a mechanic that we developed that involves the Egg of Coot, and in Blackmoor setting, the Egg of Coot's one of the archetypal, really challenging bad guys, one of the arch villains. And our players have identified that the Egg of Coot has targeted them and is involved with what's going on in Dungeons of Castle Blackmoor in some way, shape, or form, although they haven't defined it fully yet. And what has happened to the players is when they're exposed to his direct influence, like when they confront him directly, or when they fall into darkness because they've been knocked below 0, they have to make a saving throw with a cumulative disadvantage against the stat of their choice, the active stat, so intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. And what happened last week is Idris failed a critical roll. It would have been his 6th time succumbing to the egg's influence, because Idris was captured at one point by the egg and tortured pretty severely. And when he failed, Shia, the ancient elven spirit and warlock that's trapped in the Moonblade he's carrying and is his patron, said, "Idris, do you want me to step forward?" And Idris said, okay, go. And she did, and then all the powers that come to Idris from her ceased. And the Moonblade went dormant also. So Idris lost access to quite a few things. And our players got together, and Margaret Thatcher, very fun. That's awesome, Idris. So you can take inspiration for that, because I just giggled. All right.
Ooh.
So what happened is our players sat down and talked, and Delbert and Jennebank were able to determine that there's probably a couple different ways, also talking to She, an Iranian matriarch that they know who's about to have a liaison with Delbert. They talked through some things and determined there's probably a way using the pools that they found within the complex that seem to draw an energy from combat and conflict in the dead, and some of the crystals they found that emanate different energies that they're not quite certain what the source or the intention of these energies is, what their function is, but they've seen it. There's probably a way to work with the two of those to maybe get the sword active again. So that's one of the things that we're going to be dealing with today. That's one of the components. So that being said, I believe, let's see, you had all pulled together and had slept in... Oh, no, you had actually just were finished talking to She. So last time we got together then, you were... last time we got together, you were... had just sent Delbert off by himself with She, and were standing in this antechamber where they have a large group of eggs that they're storing, and where there's a whole bunch of activity from large spiders, spider swarms, a couple ettercaps, things like that. And I can start with whichever individual or group you guys would like me to. You want you to determine what you want to do, and we'll kick right into it.
I think Delbert wanted you to describe to him the process that's occurring in extensive detail.
So, well, we probably won't do that just because of terms of service violations, but what we'll do is we can start with that. So she leads you through this uneven maze of chambers and tunnels. And you actually have to climb up a pretty steep slope to get up to the place where she's staying. And as she leads you from point to point, she brings you up there. There are moments where you really have to struggle to climb, where because she just can touch the surface and her hands stick to it, go right up.
I am a spider at the moment.
Oh, that's right. You polymorph, so you're able to follow her right up. This would have been a much, much, much more difficult climb if you were in bipedal humanoid form. And also as a spider, you're able to pass through the hole in the center of this mass of webs that leads up into her domicile, up into her chambers. So she scurries in, turns, backs up against the wall, looks at you, and sort of drops down on her front forelimbs and crosses them in front of her. All right. You are brave, 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 drone to sacrifice yourself to be in this way.
What do you mean sacrifice?
Oh, to give of your seed. Mm-hmm.
Ah. Well, thank you.
So, she says, do you require stimulation, or may we begin?
Let's begin.
Fade to black.
Oh, we're not even going to have Katuth drawing it out in chalk for us? Oh.
She, in effect, in terms of the biology of it, takes your seed from you and stores it, and will use the seed to fertilize additional eggs. And the process takes about 2 hours. She seems to be enjoying herself, and it's not stunningly pleasant for you. You are an object of utility, not an object of affection, and you're very much aware of that. Now, if I remember correctly, Delbert's a virgin, is he not?
Yes.
All right. This is not anything like it's been described to you, or your brother, your father, have led you to believe. This is alien in the most profound sense. What I want you to do is I do want you to make a charisma check right now, or charisma saving throw right now. Go right ahead.
I will actually burn a inspiration for that.
Very good.
And take it at advantage. Let's not get eaten.
Oh, all right. You are very much, you feel like there's a real risk for you that this would have colored your ability to be intimate with mammals, that this might have embedded itself in your brain as a limitation in being able to function in the way that you want long term. But you think you've been able to position it and understand what it is, and you don't think it's going to profoundly change you in ways that it could. So you're, it's not stunningly pleasant, but you're okay. All right? You're still going, you think, to be able to do all the things that'll be expected you as a Hythonian. And you're fairly certain that this was a foul enough experience. If you didn't have the intellectual rigor and training that you did, you might not be amenable to further contact later on. But you've been able to deal with it and position it, and you think you're going to be okay. So now I want you to give me a con check, because she's giving you little bites during this process. Con save, excuse me. Okay, I'm going to put the poison condition on you, and I will pull it off you at a later date. You
Okay.
know, she doesn't necessarily like her males too frisky. So we get to the end of this process, and you are feeling sore, battered. All right, she broke one of your forelimbs. It's been a tough process for you, but you endure it. You get through it. At the end of it, as she pulls away, she shifts into Arania form and dispels her polymorph for you. So you were in human form, and she goes, "Oh, that was rather well done. I must tell you that I did not expect such discipline and enthusiasm from a primate. So your approach to things surprised me in many, many, many ways. So I respect that, and you are what I would consider an acceptable drone."
Thank you. Yeah, we're not really considered drones in our culture at all.
So she digs out a large clay bottle and two cups that are acceptable, two clay crit of crude cups, and she
Okay.
fills them both. And she goes, this is mushroom wine. Try." And so she takes a
Okay.
deep sip of it.
I'll give it a try.
All right. Go ahead and give me another Constitution save. Okay.
Am I shroom tripping now?
You are shroom tripping, and she takes advantage of this to continue the act in primate form. And this seems to be
Okay.
much more recreational to her than the previous one has. This is a completely different experience. All right, you're weak, you're shaking, you're poisoned, and this is, suffice it to say, satisfying in ways the other event was not.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me another charisma save, and I will actually give you advantage on this roll
All right.
because of your previous performance. Okay. So, she is quite happy with you, and you know she's alien. As you're watching her walk around, she's alien. She's different than anything you've ever seen, but she's beautiful in this form in a very odd and distinct and different way. And at the end of it, she sits down in front of you, cross-legged, and just starts talking to you. All right, and she says, "So, my world is a forest, massive forest that goes from one end to the other of the continent, and within the different spheres and strata, we live in groups, we live in clusters, we live in clans based on our mother's lines. We are matrilineal, and among us there are the Ettercap, and the Ettercap are our drones, and there are some Arania that occasionally will manifest as male. Those take a special role amongst us. Sometimes they serve as priests and other. There are none of those special males here. So, but we breed and have bred for thousands of years upon that place and have repulsed the invasions by other places. We have driven off the Fae when the Fae attempted to extrude their presence in the Feywild into us. We have driven off both breeds of the Infernal. We have also driven off the Celestials. So we have had issues with mind flayers who have come up from the depths. But for the most part, we have been able to keep our world pristine and pure. And we have some species that we allow to breed to feed upon. But for the most part, this is a world pure for ourselves. And we came here through a gate because of the influence of, you call him the Egg of Coot. We call him the Darkness. But we came here to combat his influence and to stop him from twisting our world and causing it to break and shatter. Do you have the same issues then, Delbert?
In our world, the primary influences are, as far as war goes, are each other. However, when it comes to external threats such as the darkness, uh, we tend to put aside our differences and work together to defeat a common enemy.
This is the same for us. The sisters who stand here, who stood here and came here before the gate was broken, were from many different clans, allied in a common cause, which was controlling the darkness, bringing light, as we called it into the darkness.
So, are they friends or allies?
At this point, he has marked them as I was marked. Some
Assuming that the mark can be broken, were they friends or allies?
some were friends, some were allies, some were enemies that traveled with us because our causes aligned. I imagine our politics were no different than your politics. What is true to you may change in a season based on the needs of the clan.
Well, I've heard of your kind before, so there must be some that exist on our world. So
There
there's
are
that.
there are humans on our world also. They are one of the species that's fed upon, along with the dwarf and the goblin kind. So it is not. We are all seeds spread across many worlds. I would say that it is unusual to have matriarchs amongst Anadia. One must have the special patronage of the Queen of Webs to have such present. In the same way, she reaches out to other species and gifts them her abilities. She has done the same for us.
Every mention that I've seen of your kind in the writings of my people tends to frame them as suspicious at the very least, and
Well, we are.
terrifying in almost all cases. So they aren't well received. The ones that are there that tend to hide.
We are masters of illusion, of alteration of form, and we are a predator species. This I know. Warm-blooded primates, those that walk on two legs, are nothing more than meat to us. And I have different experiences, so I am more sensitive to the utility and partnership that can be found amongst the primate against the different species of. There is an elven word I like, monkey. Amongst the monkey, there are different species that we have different utility with, but most of the weak fear us. There is no doubt of that, but we feed on them. I can understand that. It is wise to fear that which is stronger than you.
There's logic to that.
So, I will say, you have pleased me and surprised me in ways that I did not anticipate. There is pleasure to be derived from drones of your type. I may ask your matriarchs for service again. So, this is the highest compliment I can give you. So, the other thing I will do for you is you weave spells, do you not? You can touch the weave and alter it to your will.
Yes.
So I will open up what I know and allow you to choose a spell from me, something to help you shift and shape your form. Would you like to be able to change into other shapes and forms? Is that within your power now?
It is not yet, but that would be amazing.
Where do you house your magic? Do you write it down? Do you imbue it within a gem? Do you sing it into the air and have the spirit dance near you? How do you carry your magic with you?
We write it down and we imbue it in our gems either is we do both.
Share with me your gem, and I will spin a spell within, and you may transcribe it later into your book.
Okay. I'll hand her the gem.
And she looks at it, and she begins to hum and move it around. And she's going to put polymorph into your focus for you. She's going to give you that spell.
Okay.
But she is, because you broke 20 on 2 charisma rolls with her performing your function. So you're her favorite little piece of meat right now. So what she's going to do is she's going to give you a polymorph cell spell. Whatever the time it would be to transcribe that into your spell book or to imbue it, she's going to do that for you. All right, and then she's going to hand this. Then she's going to hand it back to you. So I think so whatever that time is that it takes her to do, that's how much longer you're going to be here with her. All right.
Okay.
And she's not non-communicative while she's doing this. She's hyper focused on it, and she will hand the gem back to you a couple different times. It's almost like she needs you to open up some part of it so she has access. All right. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to make an Arcana check when she hands the gem back to you. All right. She seems to be respecting the sanctity of your spells right now. You're poisoned right now, Jimmy. That's why you're getting disadvantage.
Okay.
Right? She seems to be respecting your spell book. She's not taking anything back out of it. Give me another Arcana check, and she hands it back to you the second time. She approaches the weave in different ways that you do. There's a different manner, and you are not quite certain how she carries her spells, but it definitely seems to involve a focus, but it's in something completely different than what you do. It's not a spell book. It's not housed in a gem, but there's definitely a difference, and you're seeing that difference in translation. Give me one more Arcana check there during the end of the process. All right, she is probably going to have an easier time scrying you, you're fairly certain after this, just because she has gotten into your focus. So she has knowledge about you that you don't know if she's going to betray it or not, but it will be easier for her to find you magically. You're pretty certain of that.
Okay.
All right. And she returns a gem to you at the end of that process. All right. And you have full access to your focus. It doesn't feel any different. It's still your focus, but you can see within the matrix that she has shifted the surface. You know, she has changed inside of it, how the planes lay, and spun within one. Literally spun. It's a different process of laying down the magic than you would. It feels like a web, all right, when you sort of bring it into your brain, right? There you go.
Okay.
She has placed polymorph within your spell. I'm gonna she'll want to talk to you at the end of this, but I'm gonna hop back over to the other players for a bit. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you are all standing here, and you see Delbert leave with she in spider form after she polymorphs him. What would you all like to do?
We're going to put up the mission accomplished banner and head up to the first floor.
And we were going to head up to the fountain.
All right. So you go up the stairs, and you head up to the first level of the dungeon. Let me get that ready for you. Hang on a sec. All right. So you get you all synced to the right location. Oh, we're getting some lag.
Need to help old Stella get her groove back.
That was outstanding. All right, so I'm going to port some counters up onto the next level.
All
There's
Idris
a
needs is a
catapult.
quality dance teacher.
There we go, folks. Up to the fountain. There's a fountain over to your left. This one pulses with blue light.
All right. Let's
Um,
take a look.
So Idris, go do your thing with the stuff and the sword.
Do I have any indication of what he needs to do with his sword?
No, what you and Delbert determined is these hubs of magic, because of her long-term presence here, she's going to be attuned to it. And you know that there's two types of hubs here. There's ones that draw energy, and there's one that emanate energy. There's the crystals, and there's the pools. And you figured you'd need to investigate here and determine how the energy was flowing and if there would be a mechanism to engage that energy and see if you could jar her out of it. One way to think about this is if somebody is in arrest, cardiac arrest, one of the things that you would do is, use paddles on them, right? Electric shock, right? To use our terms. What you and Delbert were thinking is, could you use the energy that flows throughout the black rock and flows throughout the dungeon in a way to jar her free, to bring her back into connection with the blade. So
I will try to investigate the fountain and figure that part of it out.
all right, go right ahead.
And I will opt to give myself a flash of genius.
All right.
I really think that if I look at she's gonna walk around the fountain. I think that arcane science wise, I can figure this out. She's basically talking herself up. So I will roll.
While all this is going on, Ted, I'm going to take up an Overwatch position on this hallway and stealth in this area.
Roger that. You're in total darkness there.
Cool. I'll give you a thingy.
All right. You're going to need to detect magic. You got to see how the magic's flowing in here.
All right, I will burn a detect magic then.
And okay, this area, there is a faint trickle of arcane energy coming into this pool, and you were able to establish previously that there's a direct correlation between the amount of energy that is collected here, and in effect, how much conflict is going on in the area, how many people have died, how many things have been slain, and also the intensity of the emotions that are flowing. And right now, this area is fairly passive. This area has been pacified. So you don't know if there's enough force present in this well right now to give you exactly what you need. As you're looking at it and you're looking down into it with the detect magic up, you can see the different runes moving. And now you know that you've seen those runes before. It's for Lucan, it's for, Shia, it's for the different elves. You can see the different runes, right? And you can see the different runes barely moving along. And occasionally you see a pulse of red energy coming through, just very faintly along the floor. But you're not seeing that constant just wave of combat and fight that you saw before. So you think, as you're looking at it, that Shia, you remember from the flashback, was one of the elves that came here ages ago. And you know from the work that you've done that the different symbols down in the base of the pool represent each of the different elves that were present with her in that original group. You think what you can try and do with the sword, is you can touch the tip of the blade to each one of those symbols to see if you can draw energy in it to help her get back. So you think that might be an issue, but the problem is right now, you're almost certain, is this area just isn't collecting enough energy right now. There's not enough, one way to think about it is charge in the pool to be able to do it. So as you're sitting there looking at it, and you're thinking about the structures of stuff, you will say, although you know Shia's symbol, the only place you've seen Shia's symbol is on the Moonblade. You haven't seen Shia's symbol anywhere in this matrix. All right? But you can see the symbol for the other elves, the icon, the glyph that represents the other elves. So you think it's a matter of taking the 6 that you know and touching them one after the other and seeing if it will trigger it. And you're going to have to try some different sequences. Idris may have to look at it and see if he can... Idris is going to have to look at it and see if he can determine it also. You do think, however, and if you have Idris come over and touch this little symbol, all right, and it actually looks like a moon just lifting out of crescent, and this symbol over here, which is ancient Elven for the sun rising, and they're about this far apart, about the length of your arms apart. If he should touch both of those, he may be able to look down into the pool and see the Elven symbols. So why don't you have him see if he can do that?
So Idris, so I know it's probably been a little bit, and you probably are bored, but I need you to focus. And if you touch this symbol and this symbol, you see those 2 symbols? I need you to touch those 2 symbols, and I think that'll let you see the other symbols. And when you see the other symbols, then I think you need to touch your sword to those symbols. But there's a caveat that unfortunately there's not enough energy coming into the fountain right now, so it may or may not work. And then we may need to figure out energy flows and that kind of thing. That would be additional arcane science.
Oh, you're telling me there's a chance?
Yes. There is a greater than 0% probability of us, making you all warlocky again.
All right. So I can see the symbols, or do you have to have detect magic to see them?
Go ahead and you can't see them right now.
Okay.
Not even the 2 that I pointed out.
Well, he can see those 2 symbols. Those are just inscribed in the rock, but he can't see like Lucan's symbol and the other elf symbols yet.
Okay.
But you're pretty certain if he touches the symbol of the moon and the symbol of the sun and he looks down into it, he should be able to see the runes in the pool. It should give him sight into the pool.
No. So I know you don't see anything else yet, but that symbol and that symbol, touch them and then look in the pool.
All right. He reaches down and he touches them. Wonder Elf powers activate and looks down in the pool.
Yeah, it's like you're looking through a fog, you're looking through a mist, and it slowly starts to dissipate, and you can see sort of pulsing. You can see pulsing the different elven symbols that you have seen before that you're familiar with, and they are pulsing and throbbing with different sorts of colors. All right, so you can see that, and I'm just going to throw the symbols back out there so you guys are all familiar with them, right? So you've got Kalara, right? You've got that symbol, and you've got Raylan's symbol, right? And you've seen that symbol before, right? So you've got Raylan's symbol, and you've got Valant's symbol, who you didn't share in the dream, but you know, right? And then you've got Faral's symbol, which you've seen quite a bit also. That's Faral's symbol coming up. And then you have Lucan's symbol, right? There's Lucan's symbol. And then you have Navera's symbol also. So you've seen all those pulsed. And you know that you've seen Raylan's symbol the most often. All right, you see Raylan's symbol a lot. And you have seen Valant's symbol a few times, and Faral's symbol a few times, and Lucan's symbol a few times, and Navarra's symbol only once that you can remember. All right, but anyhow, they are all in the pool, and the dominant and largest one right now is Raylan. So it's that, bright, and I think his color is red. Give me a second here. Yeah, it's that bright red pulsing symbol. You can see that. So, and Give me an intuition check. You can hear whispering right now. You can feel in your mind sort of the presence of these different voices, and they're familiar voices to you. All right, it's like
Intuition would be what?
intuition.
Yeah, that would be what in the D5 in the 5th edition
Oh,
mechanics.
insight. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, that's actually me using another system 2 nights ago. So
I'm gonna call down some Hirsch powers
do it.
and burn an inspiration because this is one of my so-sos. Insight, you said, right?
Yep.
All right. He's like, come on, sacred sevens. Oh, and of course I didn't roll it with advantage.
Actually, if you like dip your head in a little deeper into the pool and you tilt your head this way at approximately a 3-degree angle, I believe you'll have better luck with whatever you're trying to do. Add 5 to whatever you roll.
Okay. So, you think you know? Are you giving him a 5, Jen?
Yes, I have.
You can't do any other number than 5.
All right. Yeah. So that was you role playing Flash of Genius. Awesome.
5 is the number of the counting, and the number of the counting shall be 5. No more, no less.
You can see a pattern. You can see a sequence that you should try and engage these symbols with.
Okay. What is the order for that?
It goes. Right now. Let's see. It's Raylan, Faral, Lucan, Valanth, Kalara, and then finally Navara.
Raylan, Lucara. You said Varanth.
Yep.
And then symbol 1, which we don't have the number for. Okay. All right. So Idris reaches out to touch him with the sword, right?
Yep.
All right. He goes, Raylan. I can't say all their names.
So as you put the sword down into the pool and you summon them, they come up and they wrap themselves around the blade. And each time they wrap themselves around the blade, so the energy, the color energy that they represent pulses up along the length of your, curls over top of your head and sort of fades around you. And it's very intense, or it's intenser when it's the red energy, and lighter and lighter and lighter until you get down to the orange that comes from Navara. And as you're passing through that process, you are flashing to a moment for each of them. So when you were present when Lucan died, you were present. You were present when Kalara died, and so you see both of those moments as they passed away. All right, and you see Navara and Faral doing an endline stand against a massive horde of orcs, so everyone else can escape. So you sort of pass through the moments of each one of their deaths. Go ahead and give me a wisdom save.
All right. Yeah, you know what? Let's burn that inspiration. Let's burn that hero point. Burn this thing right. All right. This plus this.
Ooh, baby. You have mastered this. You're not afraid. You can feel Shia deep, deep, deep down in the blade. What you've done is you've made the blade resonate. You have aligned it, you believe, to the energy that's present within the dungeon. However, there's not enough here to pull her back from the darkness. Right now, you can hear her screaming. You can see her being bound and held and pulled down. It's like she's in a pool of sticky shadow. It's almost like it's liquid. And it's wrapping her up around her face and her shoulders, and it's dragging her down. And she forces her head back out. And she calls your name. And she forces her head back out. So you can see this. She's aware of you. You have aligned the blade so you can see how she's being entrapped and bound within it. But you're going to need more energy. You're going to need more energy. You're going to have to access in some way, shape, or form more of what flows within the pools within the dungeon to free her. So, Jen, you see Idris, this energy pulse over top of Idris. And as this energy is pulsing over top of Idris, you see his face change every time it happens. And you're familiar with, you know what Lucan looked like, all right? And you know what Kalara looked like. So you're seeing these elven visages sort of cross over his face as he sort of twitches as this energy pulses all over top of him. And then he steps back with the sword and he focuses himself. And Idris, what do you share with Jedabink?
I let her know what I saw. Shia at the bottom of the pool of blackness coming in and out, being pulled down, and let her know that there is not enough energy at this location. We're probably going to have to visit the green crystals and see if we can jumpstart this over there.
That's very possible. I did hypothesize that this location would not have enough energy because we have, quite frankly, cleaned this level out too well. So possibly, if we go down to the second level and continue killing rat folk, we'll have better luck with that. I'm sure Penny will be pleased.
Why won't the green stuff like up here work with all the sciencey knowledge and stuff?
But no, because we've killed everything and all the energy is already dissipated into the black rock. We need to go into a level that has more conflict because the conflict generates energy, as we know. And unfortunately, that feeds the coup, but it also is kind of what Idris needs right now to jumpstart his sword.
Didn't you say the green one puts out energy and the pool sucks it in?
Well, there's also that, but I don't know that even that withstanding. I mean, we can certainly go look at the green rocks, and you can almost die again. But that just seems to be life down here.
Yep, I can definitely get past those rocks again. I'll show you. I'll show you how to jump through that door.
Right.
So I guess we'll go with the rocks on this floor then.
Why not? I mean, they're close to the rat men.
That's true. We could try going down a new stairwell. I'm sure that will make all of us very safe.
We can go down real quietly and then yell surprise and catch them off guard.
All right. Show me the path you want to take to get to the area where you found the green level on the first floor. Or are you going to go down to the second floor? That way? Somebody just drew an arrow. Is that the direction you're going? Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm following Idris because, reasons.
I'm trying to avoid that big room.
All right. How are you traveling there?
Walking.
Walking? All right.
Somewhat stealthily.
Yeah, I'll actually be stealthing probably. Well, Idris wants to lead the way, so I'll be stealthing somewhat behind them.
Well, he can be in front. I mean, I can see 120 feet, and you can see 60. So you can be 60 feet in front, and I can see you can see.
Yeah, but you can't see Penny.
And that changes
Nothing really.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll stalk ahead of them and blow my little whistle if I hear anything or see anything.
You do the bird noises.
Well, I've got the little thing, the little silent horn of silent alarm.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Penny, go ahead and make a perception check because you're on point.
Sure. Where is that? Here we go.
You can see ahead of you. We get you all moved into position. All right. Okay. And go ahead and grab I'm going to sync your view to mine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Penny, go ahead and move your counter right there. All right. And everybody else, put yourself on this hallway here. Penny, there is and you've seen this before, there is a carrion crawler. in this area in front of you, and you're not totally certain. It's probably based on its size as a smaller creature and what your experience has been within here. You think it's probably a. You think it's probably a. Oh, that's right. I didn't have a counter for that. I think it's probably a rat man from what you can see, but feeding on the ground there, chewing on some small furry creature, is a carrion crawler.
Okay. I will try and make the carrion crawler go away then.
Absolutely.
It does not appear to have seen me yet.
It does not appear to. Yeah, it doesn't have anything that would let it. And your stealth roll's in the tower already, right?
Yeah, I put it up there at some point in time. Somewhere in there.
Okay. Actually, you gave me a perception roll. You haven't given me your stealth roll yet. Let me see your stealth roll. There's a chance it would pick it up if you roll horribly. Yeah, which you don't do. All right. Yeah. So it's hanging out there. It hasn't noticed you at all.
Well, I will open up on it then.
All right.
We're gonna do this. So, it's just like a surprise round prior to initiative, or do you want us to roll into the surprise?
You go right ahead and let's see if it survives a surprise round.
Okay. I'll put a hunter's mark on it, and then I will.
And this door is open, and there is that green light emanating, and the green light ends about where I'm drawing that line. So you're outside of it right now. You hit? Arrow sinks into its side. It kicks over on its side and starts to spin. Second arrow strikes it high up in the carapace and its leading shoulder and sinks deep down into it. It staggers and it turns around, its tentacles waving as it scents the air and tries to identify what's attacking it. And your final roll is a crit. And the arrow sinks straight into its maw as it opens and howls. And the arrow lodges deep in its intestines as it passes down its maw. And it collapses down and falls.
That was the best combat ever.
It legit exploded.
Yes. So.
Turned inside out and exploded.
So it falls dead.
There was a thing here. I'm gonna go look and make sure it was the only thing here.
Appears it was the only thing here. There are 3 dead rat men here. And it's been feeding on them. And it looks like it's a layering, and there's a little cusp. Not going to make an insight roll. It looks like there's a little sort of cocoon / web / that it's nesting up in the ceiling up in the corner. And that green rock is pulsing faintly.
Okay. I will, trying to avoid the green rock, check out the ratmen bodies, see about how long they've been dead and if there's anything valuable on them.
They've been dead within about a day. They've got leather armor's torn up. There's a few daggers on them. A handful of coin.
All right, I'll pocket anything that's still worth pocketing.
Idris, you should probably hurry up and do whatever you're going to do with the green rock, since he just killed something right next to it. It's prime.
Okay, I'm gonna run down the hall and cast detect magic.
Okay.
I'll move back out of the room once collecting this stuff. All right, go do your thing with the rock and the stuff. Try not to get yourself killed.
Run in there. Look around with the detect magic.
Yeah, the rock is pulsing. Oh, you're looking directly at it? Go ahead and give me a wisdom save.
One of these days. Wisdom save, right?
Yep.
Shoop.
He's just standing there slack-jawed staring at it, Jennifer. He comes around the corner with his sword and he's just like...
Damn it.
I have the...
I'm going to slap him.
All right. You can jar him out of it. All right. And what happened, Idris, is when you looked directly into the green light where it was emanating, when you looked directly into it, and as you were walking along, as that fight was going on, you could see a stream of red energy pass back along underneath your feet back towards the pool. You could see it go past you, all right, as that fight was going on and it died. And when you came around the corner and you looked at it, all of a sudden you were trapped in Shia's flesh, struggling to keep your head above black water. All right, keep your head above it. And when Jenna Brink slaps you and shakes you out of it, you're okay. But it's dangerous to look directly at that thing.
Touched it with my eyes.
You touched it with your eyes. The blade is vibrating in your hand right now, and it's starting to lift towards the stone.
That doesn't sound good.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to make an insight check.
Go right ahead.
See if that makes any sense.
You can't think clearly right now.
So I'm like, it's like, well, the sword wants to touch it, Jenna.
I would like to make an insight check.
Do you have a detect magic up?
I will throw detect magic up. I will not look directly at the green stuff.
All right. So go ahead and give me an Arcana check, as you're looking at the pattern on the floor and the sword itself and the emanations coming from the stone.
Yes.
He should probably try and drive the blade into it. You hope that will work.
Yeah, just stab the green stuff. Just do it.
All right. I just plunge it in there without trying to get myself touched on it, but also not looking at it directly. Do not look it in the eyes, kind of like,
Go ahead.
Right.
And you may give me a charisma check.
Oh, man.
I will. I'm actually. I think if you think yellow and blue make green. If you separate the wavelengths in your head, you can meditate upon that.
Again, he's gone slack-jawed.
All right. You step forward and you drive a point of the blade into the stone, and it parts. All right.
Man.
The blade just slips right in it like it's made to go into it. It goes all the way down to the hilt. Energy flows up inside of you. Your head goes back, your mouth opens, that green light shoots from it, and you hear Shia scream, and she runs past you. All right. It's almost like she runs past you, climbing up you, right? She runs towards you, climbs up on top of you, holds on to you, and you fall directly backward, you drop the sword, you're unconscious.
Like Moses when he parted the sea, let my patron go.
Take away all the inspiration you have and 5 hero points.
Can't take away what you don't got.
He's there unconscious.
No.
You don't have to take away the hero points. I mean a wise ass.
Play the real game. I'm on the mean streets of the Dungeons and Castle Blackmoor.
Is the sword still in the green?
The sword is lying behind him where he dropped it. You see briefly, and Penny, are you in the room with them or no?
No, I've moved out to where I am watching this portal.
Jenna, you see Shia stand there briefly in sort of a ghostly form, and she bends down and she puts her hands on either side of Idris's head, and she kisses him once on the forehead, and then she fades down into the sword, and the blade pulses, but he is out cold.
Okay, I'm going to evaluate him to figure out if it's a cure light wounds kind of thing, a lesser restoration kind of thing.
Medicine check.
Like arcane science, but messier.
I'm gonna help myself out with this check.
Boy, it's going to be easy to get those flashes of genius out of you. I can see that.
Hey, I get 5 a day, so I might as well use the things.
You're certain. Best thing to do is dump the highest powered healing spell you have right into him right now.
Are we talking healing, or like I'm asking of healing or lesser restoration, because I have both.
Let's try the lesser restoration, see how that works, and then try the healing spell and see how that works.
All right, I will cast a lesser restoration on him. I pull out the glue gun, but then I fiddle with it a little bit and I stab him with it.
All right. That didn't seem to work. Or
I-
maybe
I-
it's one part of it. You're getting some response, but you're not getting. He's definitely not awake.
Idris is like, oh, what are you trying to do?
I look at the glue gun, I reconfigure it back to being the glue gun, and I try that on him with a first level cure wounds. Yeah.
You think you must have made some fundamental error in your initial assessment of the condition. You don't know what to do because you rolled a 1. And because you rolled a 1, the DM snaked 2 spell slots out of you.
That's perfectly acceptable. That's exactly what.
So Idris is like, what are you trying to do?
Idris, you're out cold, man.
So Penny, this is a very interesting situation.
If it's a one time, I reroll. Remember?
No, you rolled a 20.
Oh,
So Penny walks up, drops down by his knees, looks down on her knees, looks down by his head, looks into his ears, looks into his nose. All right, and Penny, do you want to try and you're going to try and revolve him? I hope.
yeah, sure.
All right.
I mean, if I can wake him up somehow.
Penny begins to wind up and slap him as hard as she possibly can. Just slaps him as hard as she possibly can, like 4, 5, 6,
but,
7, and then all of a sudden Idris wakes up. All right.
Look, he's awake now.
All right. Actually, Idris, go ahead and make a con save for me.
Sure.
There are so many reasons that shouldn't have worked.
All right. You wake up, and when you wake up, you think you hear Shia yelling at you, "Wake up! Come on, wake up! Get refocused! Get back in your flesh! Get out of the blade! Get out of the blade! I don't need you in here with me. Go!" And you feel her pushing you forward. All right. And the next thing you see is Penny, with a really pleased look on her face, slapping you as hard as she possibly can. And you hear Jenna Bink in the background going, "No, you don't, stop, don't, no!" All right.
He's awake now. Look, it worked. He just needed the little nudge to get back into the body, you know?
Thanks, Doctor.
You're in contact with Shia.
In contact? Okay.
Did it work?
Where is Jitterbug standing when she says that?
I'm in the room, but like barely in the yeah.
So it just points with its fingers and fires off 2 Eldritch blasts near to Jenna and goes, "Yeah, I think it's working now. Gotta work on."
See, I might have missed the mark possibly on the whole reviving thing. Although I think I started the process with the spells, and Penny just had to take it that one step further. But regardless, that worked pretty well.
So you're saying it's like when Delbert and I are fighting over the pickle jar, and Delbert really works it hard, and then I'm the one who opens it. You're saying that's what Penny did?
Exactly like that. Yeah, I definitely started the process. Yeah, Penny just finished. Absolutely. I wasn't. I mean, I know I slapped you once before, Idris, but I figured that was my quotient for the day.
I got way
there's
more.
No limit.
Yeah. That limit is like not even a hard limit. You can just hit him as much as you want, and he just kind of takes it. It's pretty impressive.
Actually, Penny, you're fairly certain that Shia was shoving him out into consciousness, and it was only a matter of time. But you took advantage of the situation to slap the shit out of him because nobody could say anything.
That's fair.
Okay, I thought you'd do that. It couldn't hurt.
He just needed a little nudge outside of the sword,
No, we are taught to turn the other cheek and take the other purse.
So do we go downstairs and see if Delbert is done? I mean, it has been like 15 minutes or so.
Shia says to Idris, as Idris gets back in his flesh, he goes, "The egg is moving. The egg is trying to keep you from returning to the surface. I don't know if you can get out now."
So I relay that to Penny and Jenabink, and I'm like, hey, she says the egg is moving against us, and we may not be able to leave. I mean, I think we have a game time decision here to make.
We can't leave here without Delbert first. But if once he's done making half spider baby things, if he wants to come up here and try to get out with the scroll thing, we got it. We can give it a shot. See what happens.
All right.
I mean, worst case scenario, it doesn't work, and we're trapped in this horrible hellhole for the rest of our probably very short existences.
Remember, you have to think different thoughts when you come out.
Like happy thoughts?
Yes, I know they're foreign, but that's what you need. My God, these were-rats make so much noise from downstairs. What are they doing down there?
They sound like were-puppies almost.
Oh, it's just Catapult's voice box on the fritz.
Right.
Catapult is a cat. I don't know why it would be barking.
I mean, I figured it would be a cat with the number of lives that it's already gone through.
Tough. It's tough.
He hasn't actually gone through 9 yet.
Well, I figure by the time it gets to the 9th one, it probably will need to not be a cat anymore.
I take that back. He actually this is his 9th live.
Oh.
Catapult is on his 9th live.
Oh man.
That's one sturdy piece of metal over there.
I built him wonderfully. He is the best companion.
I salute Catapult, and I'm like, thank you for your service.
And sacrifice.
Multiple.
So are we gonna go find Delbert?
Right now you're just dragging Cultipult along, right? And he's going bangity bang 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 bang. Is that correct? We have not hit.
No, we long rested.
Oh, that's right. So Catapult's active again. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Catapult's with you. So you're gonna go back down to where Delbert is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Jenabink said she knows because she does arcane research. 15 minutes or less. So we're gonna hold her to that.
So Delbert, you are back. We're back to you. You're hanging out with She. All right. She has just given you a spell. She opens her eyes and hands a gem back to you, and she goes, I think you will find that useful. And also, if you should desire to come and find me, you won't be dependent on me to help you find a most pleasing form.
Thank you. I'll take a look at the gem. You've already told me what I find in there, but I'll take a look at the gem and give it a look and I see what you did here. This kind of looks like a weave, like a spider web.
You call it the weave often. I have heard people from your realm refer to magic as the weave. We call it the weave also. And I gripped the threads within your focus and spun them in a way familiar to me. I doubt it's the way you would express the magic in any way, shape, or form, but it is how we do it often. And she says, if we will encode a spell in a web sometimes, and if another Aurania eats the web that holds the magic, she can internalize the spell captured within. We also will house spells within webs in the same way that you will house a spell within a scroll.
Is that what you do? Eat the scrolls? Eat the webs to learn the spells?
Sometimes, yes. Well, the essence of another caster may be wrapped within it. We also send signals to each other and send messages to each other by imbuing them into the webs that we leave behind. It marks territory, and it also leaves a psychic essence that other Arania can understand and interpret. It's distinct to our species.
That's very interesting. Is it something that can be learned, or
I do not know. I have never heard of one of your kind attempting to do it. Perhaps if you had the form of a drone, or if you had the form of Orania, perhaps you would be able to benefit in the same way. The issue you would have, of course, is familiarity with what you were seeing and understanding how to process it. So even if you were able to pull the information inside of you, the challenge would be for you. What does it mean?
well, I would have to come and ask you.
You are welcome here. Uh, so let's have a frank discussion. How satisfying is it for you being a drone to the small ones? I find it unusual that the small-sized ones rule the taller ones in your world.
In our culture, we're not drones at all.
You're not drones, but you have a penis.
That's true. It's not the same. There's no drone queen relationship. It's everyone is equal.
Everyone is equal. I doubt that. In my
Well,
experience, that the sexes dominate one another. It's a constant process. But how could men be equals to women? They're so emotional. They're so fragile. They seem to be incapable of maintaining consistent level of thought. All they want to do is fight and fuck. That's all male things want to do. And eat, excuse me. They don't plan on moving the species forward in any way, shape, or form. How could you ever have males in charge?
can't argue with your logic. However, that is the way it is.
So males then are in charge? You attempted to say that they were equal to females.
Uh, typically, yes.
So if if a land is owned, does it pass from father to son or from mother to daughter?
A father to son.
No wonder you're so easy to defeat.
It can pass to a daughter, but typically it passes to a son.
So,
We are patrilineal most of the time. Our king, well, is a king, not a queen, and he controls he governs the land.
So are the ones that I brokered a deal with, are Penny and Jetta Bink, are they really your queens? Or was that a facade that you put forth to negotiate with me effectively?
It I wouldn't say facade. We let them speak for all of us, where as a group we're equals.
I would not say you should have Penny speak to you again. I almost had to kill Penny based on what she presented as base betrayal of some of your allies. But I could see that perhaps she was not skilled in communication, and this was a misstep. If Jenna Bink and Idris had not impressed me so much in their ability to speak well, but never tell Idris he speaks well, I think that might delude him more. But if they had not, impressed me with their ability to speak and their integrity, I think perhaps I would have had to kill Penny.
Well, Idris has help from Shia.
The blade.
The blade.
So that blade, I think, is wrapped around the matrix that moves this place, that shapes this place, that dominates and captures others.
You call it a matrix.
Have you not?
Why so?
Have you not looked at the energy that pulse across the floor? Have you not seen it resonate from the stones and the crystals and suck into the matrix of the pools? Have you not watched that pattern manifest itself and shift?
I have seen the pattern. I haven't studied it intensely.
I make assumptions about your intellect. Perhaps I assume you can I assume more capacity than you have. I would point you towards it and encourage you to see what you can within the weave that lays there.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me an insight check. Okay, good roll though. Good. Did you roll Arcana or Insight? You rolled
Oh,
Arcana.
I rolled Arcana.
What's your
But it
modifier
would
on
be
your?
this.
What's
It would be. Oh no, it wouldn't. It would be 3 less.
3 less? Okay. She says she very clearly she's being a little condescending, but the thing that's clear to you now is how she processes information. You have exquisite, you have very good pattern recognition features. All right, Jenna Binks are fantastic. So the two of you know how to see patterns within structure. This creature's mind is built around it. And as you think that through, that doesn't surprise you at all. It's a spider in effect, right? What does it do? It builds structures. And it builds structures to perform multiple functions biologically. So it has an awareness of pattern and structure that you don't. It's an area of expertise that you're never going to have its intuitive strength. And as you're talking to her and you're seeing how she shapes language and she describes these specific issues and she describes magic to you, you're aware that she sees in a way you cannot at all. All right. And she doesn't seem to necessarily respect that difference between you and her, but you can see that. All right. Just as an FYI.
Okay.
All right.
In our society, Idris and I come from a higher caste than the others. However, amongst ourselves, we consider each other equals and partners. So that's kind of the dynamic that we have.
Oh, so you have an
For sure.
alliance. So you have an alliance like I do with other queens. Is that what you're saying? That you
Yes.
you support each other? I understand.
Yes.
I understand. Well, unfortunately, the other queens have been dominated by the darkness. They've been bound to him, and he uses them now as his servants. And I will have need of breaking that bond and seeing if we can reclaim the gate. Now the gate has been broken, but I have ideas about how to mend it. And Jenna Bank, she is gifted in working things, is she not?
Very.
I saw that. The creature that walks beside her is a work of art, truly, in terms of what she's been able to accomplish within it. So perhaps there is a way for she and I and you, little drone, to be able to save and reform gates.
Do you have ideas as to how to reclaim your sisters?
I don't know if my sisters can be fully reclaimed, but I do think that the curse of their influence spells comes from an Arachna Drake. And what happened, and when we were when we suddenly became imprisoned and captured and marked by this place, we bred a drake, we bled a spider, and a dragon egg. We spun the ladder of life together between the two, and what manifested itself was part arachnia, part dragon. And they worship it as a god now, and I think it is a directly enthralled to the darkness itself. So I think if that can be slain, their power can be broken. But this will be no easy feat.
Then we'll prepare accordingly.
So I must say, you have surprised me in many ways. I saw you as a soft pink morsel to be dined upon, not as a person of some intellect and a mage of some competence. So it is good that we have met and given each other pleasure. I thank you for that in the way that I can. I do wish, though, remember that you are male. Do not have delusions of grandeur. It is ultimately your role to serve, regardless of what your culture may tell you. But let us return you to your matriarchs and see, well, how they have kept themselves entertained. Please, let us go. All right. And she pops you into a spider because it's easier to get out, pops herself back into a spider, and the two of you can crawl out of her lair, back into the egg chamber. Everybody want to do that?
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
All right, very good. All right, let me get that map active again. And let me get you placed on it because I just grabbed your minis and moved them out there. And Penny, you guys went back down the same stair that you came from the last time. Is that correct? Wasn't it different? You didn't go down like the main stair. You went down the stair by your pool, right?
I think that was the plan. Yeah, was
All
to
right.
retrack our
So,
steps since that would be more safe.
all right, I've shared it, and you should be synced with my view. So, Delbert comes out, and he crawls out from behind the clock in spider form, and she is with him, and she releases him from spider form back into mortal form. And Quickfoot comes out. Quickfoot, who's been watching this entire thing, comes out in spider form, crawls up on top of Delbert's shoulder, and you hear Delbert go. Delbert, you hear Quickfoot in your brain going, "Damn, boss, you got it going on. I thought I was a ladies' man." All right, everybody sees Delbert very quickly turn a bright shade of red. Was that a fair assessment, Delbert?
I would say so.
All right.
I would like an insight or a medicine check or both.
Please, insight's fine. Insight's fine.
I actually am moving up and closely examining Delbert right now. I put it in
Okay.
the tower.
All right. Delbert's
Don't
embarrassed.
think that you can't be fed to her.
So, yeah, I suppose you could do that if you wanted to, but I don't think you will. So,
I might.
so I'm sorry. It's just an assessment. You know what I mean? So, and then you hear in your head, "Oh, she, oh!" And then he's picking on you, and he's mimicking sounds that you made only for your perusal
Nice.
in your head. Totally tormenting you is the way only your familiar can. Penny, Delbert's poisoned. All right, Delbert's got looking a little bit at jaundice, looking a little bit sallow, his hand shaking a little bit. It's most likely, yeah, probably he's absorbed some toxins, no doubt about it.
You got some like poison running through your veins and stuff right now, Delbert. You look a little flush.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would know this already, though, right?
Oh, yeah, you absolutely know it. You're feeling sick, right? As an FYI, all right, this condition's going to fade after about an hour. I think you can feel that it's fading already. And Penny, based on your roll, you can see that he's getting better steadily, but he is poisoned. And yeah, she would have told you this. You're going to have resistance to bites from Arania moving forward, Delbert.
Okay.
All right. So she bit you many times during the process that you just passed through, and the side effect for you is you're going to have resistance to Arania if they bite you. All right, but you're poisoned for another hour. It's going to steadily get better.
Okay.
So, all right, what would you all like to do?
I don't know if you want to. If now would be a time to break.
Oh, 4:32. Let's take our 10. Get that bio break there, folks. We will be back at 4:42 to 4:45, somewhere in there between the two. Thank you so much for enjoying the Dungeons of Castle Blackmoor with us. And, if you got any questions for us, you got any questions for me or the players, feel free to ask. And we will see you in about 10. Wow, that's an awful loud crunch. Hey, everybody. We're back. Welcome to the Dungeons of Castle Blackmoor. We are back from our crate, and we are all eating various assorted crunchy things. Here are my nuts, my trail one, and
Gotta remind Delbert to hydrate after that.
all right. I'm rethinking the previous commentary just so we're all clear, as I see some of the comments roll out there through chat. So we are, let's see, you've all just gotten back together, all right, and let's see, Daddy Longlegs and Jenabink and Idris and Penny are there with Catapult, getting ready to do what? What would you like to do next?
We need to finish clearing out the Undead Stronghold.
Okay.
There's a lot of doors that we haven't opened in lots of different places, and now that we appear to have taken out their leadership, we need to sweep and clear the area for things.
I, for once, agree with Idris wholeheartedly. This is actually really strange.
You slapped some sense into me.
All right.
Well, Shia did mention that the door back home is closing.
Yeah, but, you know, it either works or it doesn't. And it's not that bad down here, you know? I mean, you've got another lady friend that you can visit if we get stuck. Conjugal visits. I mean, this place is like prison. We've already started killing most people in the yard. You know, it's not that bad.
If we got stuck down here, that certainly would give me sufficient time to do additional arcane research. And, you know, you mentioned that forge to me and never gave me enough time to actually look at the thing.
Still aren't, but...
Aren't I the queen? Shouldn't I be saying that we should go to the forge?
Yeah, we only do the queen thing in front of the spiders.
I let her know what was going on.
What is that supposed to mean?
She knows our that we are all socially equal.
But that's not true, though.
Does that mean I'm not queen anymore?
You can absolutely still be queen.
I think Delbert's trying to say we're all queens now.
I mean, Delbert, when you were growing up and you had like 18 servants taking care of you, did you feel socially equal to that kid on the street who was like starving to death in the gutter?
Good point.
So yeah, that whole we're all socially equal thing, you know, maybe that was also a lie to her.
But remember, I mean, Delbert, he's got a point there. He may have had 18 servants and stuff, but there's got to be an opposite. You must have had like 18 masters, right, Penny?
Less so masters, more like tormentors and abusers that wanted to just kind of do terrible things to me.
See, look, now you're down to 3. You're doing great.
Well, none of you are my master or tormentors, because if you were, I'd probably murder you in your sleep.
Oh,
Well,
I'm pretty sure collapsing buildings, constant short jokes, social status commentary. If that's not torment, I don't know what is.
I was going to say, Penny, I really think that you have mentioned that Idris is kind of a tormentor for you.
Yeah, but he also like stands in front of stuff and gets hit in the face, and then they're hitting him in the face and not hitting me. So that actually just kind of balances out.
I'm a bulwark for Hythonian society everywhere.
I actually feel like you probably should have taken like permanent mental damage by now, and you probably have from the amount of blows you have taken directly to your face, like at high impact. But
Well,
that's neither here nor there.
Well, I mean, like my daddy used to say, just keep on smiling.
So,
What are we doing, folks?
Do we want to go like try and clear out the undead, or do we want to like go see if we can get out of this place if that still works?
I'm I'm amicable about either, although I always prefer research over not.
I say we should finish the job because, it would really be terrible if it turned out there was something else that could bring Undead back and we've got to do this all over again.
I hate to say this, Penny, but Idris has a point.
Yeah,
We
that
both
was a
agreed
fair
with
point.
Idris.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for killing 6 rats a day, but 16 ghouls? I mean, jeez, that's got to be a limit.
Yeah. My only concern for your research, Genebink, would be that if we do get trapped down here permanently, like nobody's ever going to read it because you'll be dead and all that's probably going to be destroyed.
Oh,
We should at least-
that was always a risk.
We should at least go make sure that there aren't things actively trying to destroy the portal.
Well, we were just up there. There was like nothing really there besides some carrion thing that was trying to eat some rat folk.
Well, to be fair, we actually never went into the large room where the portal is, so we wouldn't know unless one of us would have heard something, which you would have thought that we would have heard something, or
Yeah.
at least the GM would have asked us for a pass, something, unless banging on a door and almost breaking it didn't pass an 18 perception. But you know how that works. Oh,
And
right.
knowing is half the battle.
Well,
I don't know what this GM that you speak of is, but this guy sounds kind of like a tool, if you know what I mean, if he doesn't do those things.
Well, when I went to engineering school, we learned about walls, and there's like the first wall, the second wall, third wall, and fourth wall, and I frequently like to break the fourth wall. I don't know why the other 3 don't interest me, but the fourth one is always very interesting. Regardless, I would like to.
So where you live, there's no floors or roofs, just walls?
I only took engineering 101. Artificers, like it's a weird conglomeration. They assume that you take a certain level of quantum physics and you don't. Certain classes aren't required. It's very complicated. I don't think you would understand it, Idris. Shall we go to that nice furnace?
Idris is totally going to ask Shia a question about quantum mechanics.
Arcane
quantum mechanics.
Let's go to that nice furnace and all the rooms surrounding it in that area.
Yeah, that sounds like an excellent idea. So I'm gonna follow Penny. I'm assuming Penny's gonna leave.
All right.
Show me where you're going and how you're going.
Well, we should probably go back to the forge and check that door that goes north that we've never gone into.
All right. Okay, when you come around the corner, down here, yeah, right there, and you start heading towards the dungeon, down past all those cells. When you head down in there, light is emanating from the forge.
Okay.
Go ahead and place yourselves in that hallway.
Prior to us going down here, do we want to actually take a short rest just for Delbert to not be poisoned and feeling like crap?
Oh, I got that taken care of.
Okay.
You're healed.
Oh, did you just lesser restoration him?
No, I'm going to touch him 5 times with my lay on hands.
Oh, cool. Cool.
I think you can
And
just
so I
touch him
take my palm and I just punch you in the chest and I'm like, your temple is clean.
Excellent. You feel the effects of the spider venom fade from you. And shaking and quivering you had in your legs and your arms fades. And there was a faint mist around the edge of your vision. And you were sort of feeling a little logy, and that suddenly cleans also. And you actually hear the sound of rattling dice in a cup as Idris touches you.
And as I walk by, I just whisper in your ear, next time use protection.
All right,
And I'll
very
toss
good.
some sheepskin. Let me see if that's in my inventory.
All right.
Ah, you're lucky. I'm out. It says 0.
Where are you going, folks?
I will be stealthily moving forward. I know there's light in here, but I'll attempt to stick to sides and stuff and looking for any movement or anything in the upcoming area as we go through.
Go ahead and drop a perception check down in the tower.
Sure.
You may roll again because you suck.
Nice. I love when that happens. I'm good for it at least like 2 or 3 times a game.
All right. You're not hearing anything in there. All right. Things seem to be fairly quiet, to be perfectly honest with you. You're hearing less sounds than you had before.
Delbert doesn't want to come play with us.
All right.
Oh, sorry. I'll.
It's like he's entangled.
It's like he's still poisoned.
All right. So, you're not hearing anything from inside of that area. What do you do?
All right. I'll move up and see if I can see anything inside that area.
You do not see anything inside of that area based on the angle you have. You pull
All right.
right up to the door, and you're not seeing anybody.
All right. It looks clear, people. I'll like wave them forward.
Okay.
Then I'll come check out this. There is a door to the north, isn't there? I didn't even notice
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm telling you, like all the places that are not openly cleared on the map are all the places that Idris is like, that's where they're at. There's
were
a
we
section
gonna
on
go
level
up
1 we
those-
haven't looked at that's only 15 feet, but it drives me insane every time we walk past it. And don't go down there.
Were we going to go up those hallways where all the undead erupted from, or no?
Well, there's like a little door right here that we should probably check out and see what's behind.
Okay.
It could be a boat.
It could be a box, a mystery box.
Check at the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an investigation on the door
Go ahead.
since Genevieve doesn't want to do her job anymore.
You investigate the door. There doesn't seem to be trapped or locked.
I'll attempt to open the door.
What happens when people abdicate?
Make a deck save.
Your
Looks
lack
like
of faith in me is acceptable.
This door has another door.
Several, as a matter of fact.
I
is
mean,
this-
Penny, if you would like me to help, I would help, but you have to ask.
No, I'm sure there's like research going on and stuff back there. I will look through. Is this door open as well?
Yes.
All right, I'll just investigate the room then.
There are 2 really nasty, torn-up beds in there.
All right. I'll just look around and see if there's anything in the refuse.
Yeah, I'm going to look down the sewer grate.
Yeah, it's the sewer grate that was over in the
Workshop.
over in the workshop, very similar to that. And you can see that there's dried and crusted blood and perhaps other materials in the grate. And there are large smears of blood hair. And, there's shattered furniture, there's broken things all over. And there are several lengths of chains laying on the floor. Wrapped in one chain is what looks like, go ahead and give me a knowledge nature check. A dead thing, Idris.
I paid attention in class.
So what you're telling me is Napoleon is a short, dead dude.
Exactly. That's absolutely true. Anybody else giving me a nature check or no?
I didn't realize it was open to everyone.
It is
Yeah,
open to
I
everyone.
didn't
Go
either.
ahead.
Didn't you take basic extension courses at the university?
Delbert's still rolling with disadvantage because he's got
Yeah.
the.
I'm clearing that off him now, thanks.
Disadvantage. You mean this advantage?
Jenabink, that's a fawn. That's a satyr. All right, so it was wrapped in a chain, and you can see its arms are laying to its left and right out of socket. Matt, when you were searching in that little room next door there, you find 2 sets of very good manacles.
Oh, nice. I will definitely pocket those.
Just go ahead and grab a set of manacles out of equipment. All right.
All right.
So, Jen, you had a question?
No. I was just gonna, there's the dislocation is rather significant in comparison to really nothing.
It stinks of sulfur in here, and your intuition is this is actually where the chain devil resided when it wasn't in the main torture chamber.
So it's a torture chamber and not a forge?
There's both in there. There's a rack in there. There's a whole bunch of hot irons directly in front of the forge in that area. There was someone restrained on it, and you haven't investigated it, but there's a body there.
I was actually going to go down and investigate the forge because this up here is not terribly interesting to me.
All
I
right.
mean, Delbert, torture forges other things.
Is it a big rack or a small rack?
It's it could handle a not a large sized creature, but any medium sized creature up to about a knoll. All right, it could handle something about 8 foot tall, but it's a rack. It's a tie you to it and stretch you rack. All right. And Jitterbink, there's that table there is something's been there. Something was vivisectioned. Is that a verb? It's a verb. Yes. To
Vivisected.
Vivisected, yeah. So something was vivisected there. And looking at it, you're fairly certain it was an orc. And it was carved apart, section by section. Its organs were laid out, and they're a little bit dried and withered now. And based on the marks on its wrists and ankles, it was fully conscious of that process.
Can I tell if this was in preparation to make it a ghoul or what this was to do?
Go ahead and make an Arcana check. There is absolutely no mystical reason to put whatever was through here through whatever it was put through, based on your estimate. You think it was probably just entertaining to someone.
So this is just nasty. This has no real meaning, just in case anyone was wondering. Yeah. But this is a really nice forge. I mean, the heat coming off of it is consistent, and I could definitely use this. Sadly, we can't transition this to my workshop, but I definitely think we can think of this as sub-workshop 4.
Yeah, it's got a constant, consistent heat coming out of it, just pouring out of it. And as you're checking the table in that area, let that the Arcana roll you had go. You're looking down in that fire, and you're pretty certain that is hellfire.
Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. So this is actually hellfire. So while unfortunate, kind of beneficial. So again, sub-workshop 4.
And as you're looking at the array of instruments around it, most of them are branding irons and hot rods, and a couple of them have chunks of meat stuck to them.
I'm going to ignore that part.
Excellent. There's also an Iron Maiden over in the corner, and there is a little desk with some scribbled notes sitting on.
Ooh, notes.
You're going to go use your Infernal Eye thing on it?
Heck yeah. Infernal Eye for Infernal Notes. Psh, couldn't be any better.
It was it was torturing anybody that it got its hands on. And there is a long period where it didn't have any fresh objects, any fresh subjects, and you can tell that based on what it says here. And the last individual it had was that orc, and that was at least a year ago, maybe 2, based on the notes. All right, just that.
Oh man, they've been locked in there for almost a year. Damn.
Yeah, and it now there's some notes about how it's not allowed to rip apart ghouls anymore because the Morizi's upset and frustrated that the master is upset and frustrated that he has to keep standing them back up. So it's running out of things to be entertained by, and it really wishes something would come so it could, peel its skin off. Good, obvious devilly, demony thoughts.
Oh, he had a shot.
Yeah, but they've been locked in here at least a year, from what you can tell.
Oof. I point out to Penny. I'm like, hey, we missed some doors, and I point back to the way we came.
Which doors from the way we came?
There are some doors at the end of those jailer cells that are not open.
Oh, but it's probably just more jailer cells, though. Don't you think? Or is there like rooms, maybe? I don't know.
Well, no. If you remember, the spiders put webs up on their side, so maybe they connect. When we were in their area.
All right, yeah, we can go check that out. I'll go back to this hallway and.
I'm specifically talking about the door at the end, only because that one.
Yeah, there is a door at the end there.
Was it open like when they flooded out?
It's closed. You're walking up that length, and you're seeing a lot of that. All right. So as you walk up that, you can see that there are a lot of cells there. Some of the doors are closed, but none of the doors are actually locked. And you're getting to that door there. What are you doing?
Investigating. I just put it in the tower now.
All right. You can see that there's web underneath the door.
Does it appear to be locked or just webbed?
It has a lock. Yes. But it is not locked from this side.
Can it be unlocked from this side? No?
It can be. Yeah, it can be. You can just try and lever it open. But it's surprising the door isn't locked, but there's a lock present on it. Issue is it's webbed shut, from what you can tell. It's been clogged.
This thing's like plugged up, so I don't know if you want to try and unplug it, Idris, or do something about the webs, but that ain't my gig.
It would be a strength check to get the door open. You'd probably have to use a wonder bar or a crowbar to pop it loose.
If it's webbed, do we really want to open it? Because isn't that like the spider's territory? And it seems like that would be encroaching.
I mean...
Well, Delbert's in good with them. He can explain it. I take out my crowbar.
All right, it's only a matter of time to pop the door open. It's completely possible for you to pop the door open. When you pop the door open, you can see that on the other side of it, that's about how far you can see into a hallway that is completely packed with webs. And you can see little spiders moving throughout those webs. You're muted.
My curiosity is satisfied here.
Okay.
I'll move to this hallway and examine this door as well and see if it's a similar situation.
Seems to be a similar situation.
Okay. Yeah, it's like basically the same thing over at this other door, so we should probably just go back down here.
Well, was anything in the cells like when we're walking around besides the trash?
No, I mean, there's, piles of trash and stuff in there. Are you going to search all the trash?
I mean, you kind of like use the words yes. But I'm just going to like shuffle it around and see what I can find,
Doesn't seem to be anything. It's old cloths, some rags, a whole bunch of old foul hay. Some of them have pillows. Some of them are mattresses. For the most part, they've been here quite a while. Looks like prison cells, and some of the rooms are empty. And if you remember, you had a whole bunch of skeletons and zombies come pouring out of these. None of the doors are locked.
Okay. So the quality of the beds isn't like the beds on the other side where we slept that one time?
No.
Okay, just double check.
These are clearly prison cells.
Gotcha.
Real similar to what you saw down in here.
All those doors on the left.
Yep, I'm gonna go take a look at this door on the left-hand side. I think that's a door right there. And
all right, go ahead and make your investigation. There is around this door. There's a mold around the door, and the door's swollen.
This is probably like not a good door touch. There's like some weird mold stuff here.
I always that sounds at least interesting. I will go forth and look at the mold.
What color is it?
I don't know, but
Whitish with red veins.
I did do a knowledge nature to see if I know anything about said mold.
Some sort, it's definitely hasn't been exposed to light. It's a subterranean mold. You're not necessarily familiar with this species, but it doesn't seem to be phototropic.
Okay. I will take a look at the next door to the left.
Jenabink, you were going to take a look at the mold.
I did investigation in nature.
Yeah, it's there's something super wet in there, and it's definitely been feeding on it. It's also breaking down the door itself. You can tell that looking at it. You can see where the tendrils from the mold, from the fungi, have worked their way down into the cellulose that makes up the wood, and has started to chew it up and eat it up. You've seen the same sort of thing in forests, but this one is definitely, as Penny said, not phototropic. It's not something that thrives on light or needs that environment at all. All right. Okay, Penny, you made your roll in the next door.
Yeah.
This door looks fine, so it's
Okay.
locked.
I will attempt to make it not locked.
You pop it right open.
I'll attempt to pop it right open.
There are a bunch of really nasty bags of flour and such sitting in here. You get the smell of. You ever been to a cellar that's been empty a long time? It's got that kind of smell to it, and you can see that there's shelves of what looks like glass bottles and glass cans, and some of them are obviously fouled. Some of them aren't. All right, so you're seeing things like fruit canned in there. You're seeing things like what might be a potato or corn. So you're seeing various foods, and some of them, obviously, the seal's broken and it's nasty, covered with mold, or all the moisture's evaporated out of it. But there's probably, if you're looking at it, there's probably 60 or 70 cans that might be okay, and a bunch that aren't.
Okay. I'm actually not going to be looking at. That's for the next door. That just looks like a bunch of junk.
I'll gather a few cans of that,
Okay.
a few jars of that. We
I'll
can
be
feed it to the rats.
I'll be examining this door and the one to our right.
Oh, it looks like an archway.
Oh, the one right behind you?
Yeah.
That actually is an archway, to be fair to you.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have seen that there's a whole bunch of doors down that.
Congratulations.
I will take a look at this door to the south first.
Go ahead and pop it right open. Go ahead and take a look at it. This door is locked. It doesn't appear to be trapped.
Is it still locked?
You pop it right open. Are you opening the door?
Yes.
Looks like a jailer's room, maybe. It's got a cot, chair, a little small table there. You can see that there's a small chest sitting on the underneath the bed. You can see it from the door.
Well, I definitely want to take a look at that, you know.
Nice little chest.
Does it appear to be locked or trapped?
Yeah, it's got a pretty cheesy lock to it. I mean, you're able to pop it right open. Rock's really degraded in quality, and it breaks. And you can see that there's some clothes in there. There's a cloak, and they're kind of old and nasty. There's a silver flask down in it, and as you're moving things around, you hear the clink of coins down in the bottom.
Okay. I'll pocket the silver flask and coins and stuff.
All right.
Anything of what looks like value?
No, most of it's just junk. I mean, it's good. It's somebody's bunk, right? So there's belts in it. There's personal effects, but the valuable stuff you think you grabbed.
All right. I'll check out this other door to the north.
All right, you're able to. Let's see. That door is not trapped, and you're gonna unlock the door. This is a much better lock than the other one.
I will attempt to unlock it.
You do? And I'm assuming you're popping open the door.
Yep.
Little bit better room here. There's a really nice tapestry on the far wall, and there's a bird cage in here with a couple of dead finches in the bottom of it that have been gone for a long time. On the bedstand next to the bed there, you can see a ring sitting there, and there is a glass next to the ring. And in the bed is a body. Interestingly enough, this body does not stand up to greet you.
I'll take a look at the other stuff in this room, the ring and the glass and stuff, and see if any of it looks valuable, if there's anything on the body that looks valuable.
Definitely the bird cage is actually made out of gold wire. And the signet ring, it's probably, got worth some value. In the desk drawer right next to the bed, when you pop it open, there's a purse. Sort of thing you'd wear on your belt. And there seem to be some coins in that also.
All right. I'll take those coins as well.
Knowledge history on the signet ring?
So, this is House Argener. And House Argener is a rural house. They are between hare and mouse. They do a lot of different farming, things like flax. And they had a son that, nice roll, man. They had a son who was serving in Uther's sort of guard about 20 years ago when the place was initially overrun. Back when the first Egg of Coot came through. And this was probably his room. And Penny, when you were checking out the cup, you're looking at it, and there's this dried greenish substance with some brown flecks in it, and you think it's some sort of poison.
Well, that he probably took his own life instead of fighting to the end, like a coward.
Hey, even though he is a coward, I'm going to need that signet ring.
I didn't take the signet ring. It's still on the desk.
Oh, I thought you had picked it up.
Just the coins.
Okay.
Bird cage is probably worth some money too, though. If you want to.
Okay, we'll mark it down when we come through with the wheelbarrow. I'll take the ring for right now, at least.
The tapestry is definitely worth some money. It's heavy, but it's definitely worth some money.
I'll check this door to the south
tapestries.
now. Ted.
All right, go ahead and make your roll. Does not appear to be trapped.
Is it locked?
This one is locked. You're going to have to batter it down.
All right. I'll check the door to the north.
Does not appear to be trapped.
Assuming it's locked, though.
It does, yeah. You got back-to-back doors you couldn't pick.
All right. These doors are like broken or something, so you're going to have to...
Are they more solid looking, or does the lock look better?
Looks like the lock's just different, more complex.
Is Penny hands or Penny hands shaking again? I can try.
Penny, go ahead and re-roll that last investigation check. Yeah, go ahead and try, Jen.
All right. That's on the door to the east.
Okay. This door is not locked.
All right. I will pop it open.
Looks like a sort of a common table and that wood chair, table right below you. Jen, you pop it right open.
It must be your hands again, Penny.
Remember the thing with the pickle jar? Yeah, it was that.
There's one to the north also that Penny wasn't able to unlock. If you want to try that.
I will also try that one then.
I keep
This
flashing
really
back to
only
the
opens
curve.
for queens.
Oh man.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
If you give Uther a chance, you might become a queen.
All right, so you got both those rooms open.
I walk in the room and ignore Delbert.
He does seem to fancy Uther pretty hard.
Do I find anything interesting in these rooms that I can fixate on?
You find, in the room to the north, you find a chest underneath the bed, and this one actually is not latched. When you pop it open, there's a set of fine clothes in it, very fine clothes, a decent dagger, a set of playing cards, and a whole bunch of mixed coin.
Boom. Playing cards, fine clothes. I'll take those. I'll throw the dagger to Delbert. Because, we're watching over his shoulder. We're like, yo, Noble's got a dress.
All right, room to the south.
I will also check the room in the south. What's in the south?
Oh, hey, this guy was a little bit sneakier. There's a lump in his mattress up near the top.
I will use my daggery things to cut open the mattress.
There is a potion bottle, another flask, and just a light purse filled with 6 gold coins.
Okay, I will take those for the party.
All right.
I also did an investigation in this room to the east, if there's anything going on in here.
This room, there is, looks like teapots. There's some old nasty tea in here. There's a big barrel of stagnant water. There are some linens. This looks more like a storage room. There's a bunch of towels and stuff. So, and there's a table to sit down at. Looks kind of like a break room or place for the different jailers and folks to spend downtime, I guess is the best way to describe it. Doesn't appear to be anything of tremendous value in it.
Is that a door, by the way?
Gotta have a break room when you're running a fucking torture room.
So, all right, that's a wood door. That's a much less lower security door.
No, I'm talking about to the southwest, where it's just due south of Catapult. That
Due south?
partially revealed.
All the way down here?
Where I've
There's
got
a door.
that. Is this to the left of that a door?
No, there's no door along this wall.
Okay. All right.
Let me just sort of open that up for you so you can see.
Okay. All right. So it's just wall.
All right.
All right. I'll backtrack around here and go down to these doors.
Oh, you're going to skip the crappers.
All right. This is definitely a bathroom area as you come through it. All right. Let's do the...
those dividers, are they movable?
Absolutely. You can collapse them right down.
I take them. Yep.
All right. So you're walking to the dungeon with two sets of collapsed screens, right?
I collapse the screens. I have rope. I'm going to tie them onto my pack.
So you're dragging 2 screens behind you. You can. Absolutely.
I'm going to raise them up, Oh, you know what? No. I got even better. I can shoot my Eldritch Blast again. So I'll just put them over here and I'll walk like this with my fingers pointing out. Good to go. He had some very interesting thoughts about magic missiles. And this looks like a great defensive screen.
This door is locked very, 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 very well.
Okay. I'll attempt to unlock it.
All right. You pop it right open.
Nice. I will open the door.
This is a very nice room.
Oh, I'll check out this very nice room. It looks like there's probably very expensive stuff in here.
All right. Go ahead and do so. All right. There is an armoire, and the armoire has a quiver with some arrows in it. There is a suit of split mail in it that is, standing. There's also a mace laying on the base of it. As you go through the desk, you find various assorted coins and a little small, probably some sort of pay chest for petty expenses and stuff. And there is a bag in the nightstand that has 10 small pearls in it.
All right, well, I'll definitely pocket the valuable things. Yeah, Delbert, I don't know if you want to do that thing where you sit here and kind of mumble for 10 minutes and then you can
I was
sniff
thinking
stuff
that
as
same
magic.
thing.
Yeah, you might want to do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Is the door broken where all that
Virtually
bleeding was coming
casting
from?
detect magic.
They walked by?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
So they literally walked past the door where you said all the banging was going on and Penny just kind of skipped over that. I was just curious if the door is busted or if it's still intact.
Which door? The one that Delbert just went into and that Penny's in?
No. Sorry. You were saying there was pounding on the last time coming from this door.
Oh, yeah. You're not hearing anything from it right now.
But the door is still intact.
Both the doors are intact, yes.
Okay.
Tad, I'm going to investigate while he's doing his ritual casting of detect magic. I'm going to investigate this door to the east that I'm in front of.
All right, go ahead and roll it. This door is locked. The one right behind you, right?
Correct, to the
Yeah.
east.
Yeah, that
Yep.
door is locked, and doesn't appear to be trapped. Going to be no problem to unlock it. You can pop it right open.
All right, I will unlock it. I will listen to the door before I open it, though, to see if there's any shuffling or pounding weird sounds.
All right, go ahead and make a perception check.
Sure.
You're not hearing anything.
Okay. I will very slowly crack it open as quietly as possible. I don't know if you want like a stealth check or
Go ahead and make
something.
a stealth check.
Sure. And peek inside.
There are doors and everything all over. And that door on the opposite wall is actually closed now. All right. But you can see there are several bodies laying on the ground. And I'm giving you the angle you can look through, just sort of popping it open and peeking.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep. Do the bodies look like they were at one point in time moving bodies? Are they?
Well, one of them lifts its head and starts to lumber up, and it looks like some sort of zombie, and it's time to roll for initiative.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
What's going on? Is it arcane science? Do I care?
Probably not.
Will it last one round with Penny? Probably not.
You're just putting, I think, tokens, Ted. They're not like attached to anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just laying some stuff down. We're about to have fun. Woohoo! All right. Okay.
Oh. No.
Okay. So,
And they did see me.
once the door opens, that zombie right there is starting to stand up.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Did everybody roll initiative?
Hmm? I think we're just missing Idris.
Oh, sorry. I was dealing with some issues. I thought there was an imaginary dog near me that was doing things it shouldn't on the floor.
Oh, I understand completely. You were parenting.
That's it, you little shit.
All right. All right.
You found the pounding.
Okay. Let's see. Needing it. All right.
Stop.
Very good. Penny, you have the jump on everybody right now.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so I will, as my item interaction, throw this door completely open, since they are omnipotent, and I will take aim at this ogre zombie rat thing down to the south.
Roger that.
How long has it been since we hooked back up with Delbert?
Probably about 45 minutes.
Okay. All right. I'll bonus action put my hunter's mark on the rat ogre zombie then, and sharpshooter. Okay, that'll hit.
These things are all relatively fresh. Oh, nice hit.
And I will shoot again. That'll hit.
Oh, man.
And then with my last attack for the first round, put that into him. And that somehow manages to hit.
It's because it's a zombie.
I like it. And yeah, this will do this.
All right. So you strike it rapidly with 3 arrows, one right after the other, and it falls, shot through the torso, and the final arrow enters its eye. It slides back up against the wall, hits the wall, and slides down dead.
Okay. Damn. And Idris is...
Y'all are going to get a lot of things coming.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I think I will provoke actually from... Actually, I can go 30, 35. I have 5 more feet of movement. That's going to provoke from orc zombie number 10, though.
It is not. He is behind a wall. It's a hard corner.
Okay, all right. So that's my turn.
All right. Arrow bounces off Genevink's shield. Do you have any weapon in your hand, Delbert?
No, probably not.
All right. Totally fair.
Actually, somebody did just toss me a dagger.
Tell you what, let's do a oh, you haven't gone yet anyhow. You don't get a reaction because if you haven't had gone an initiative, right? Which edition are we
Okay.
in? Is that correct? That's a 3.
Yeah. I think you get your action even prior to... Like, even if you haven't gone yet. The only time you...
Go ahead, Jimmy. I'll let you take a swing at that skeleton as it goes by. Go ahead with the dagger.
Okay.
You can take a reaction on a surprise round, but only after your turn has passed.
So I was right. All right. Well, it's not a
We're not-
surprise round. It was a
Yeah, we're
normal
not...
round.
we're in regular.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, yeah. Do you swing at him? Holy crap! That was
Damn
actually
right.
not against the white. It was against that rat folk skeleton. They just went cooking by you.
Okay.
So
It's.
go ahead and drop.
I can.
If you hit the white, you hit the rat folk skeleton. So go ahead and drop the damage on rat folk skeleton 19.
Okay. Let's see.
And give me another D4 because you did crit. Just drop the damage again on it.
Okay.
All right, so you trash it as it goes. It takes its arrow and it tries to run past you, and you drop it. All right, basically take its head off with the dagger. White comes around the corner, however, and it will swing at you first with its longsword, and that hits. And oops. You take 4 points of damage from that, but you're able to concentrate on your spell. And then it tries to slap at you and drain your life energy, and it is unsuccessful in that. Delbert, it is your turn.
All right. Well, not liking this situation at all. I think that we're going to go ahead and light it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
In this situation, burning hands seems like a great idea.
I know you can't get anything behind it because there's a wall in the way. All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Just like when Penny ran away from it, I didn't get an attack of opportunity because it was a hard corner. Yeah. You won't really only have one target.
Well, so if I draw this out 15 foot,
Yeah, but
I do make that door corner right there. So rat skeleton number 13, maybe.
Yeah, I'd give you him.
Okay.
I'd give you him, sure.
All right. So let me get rid of that. And why can't I target this guy?
I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the numerous pain-in-the-ass changes that have been made to Fantasy Grounds the last couple of weeks.
There we go.
I'm going to go with operator error.
Okay, we can do that.
Some of that too.
Nobody makes their save.
Woohoo! Let me just check right quick. All right. That's good.
All right. Fire blasts out and strikes two of your opponents. The white seems relatively unscathed by it. The rat folk skeleton you see caught in the blast, and it seems to be pretty seriously damaged. Anything else you'd like to do this round?
Ooh, shut the door. Is that a possibility?
I suppose it is. So, yeah, you can shut the door.
Okay.
Brave Sir Delbert. He bravely shut the door.
We're looking for the confession sauce.
Anything else, sir?
In there.
That'll do. That'll do, you little donkey. That'll do.
All right. So that comes out to there. And it shoots at our favorite gnome. And crits her. Jenna Bink takes an arrow. And it bops back inside the door. That zombie comes running forward. And lurches at Jenna Bink. And crits her.
What the hell?
All right. Strikes her upside the head with a mighty slam. This zombie is going to plug the hallway because they're idiots. This rat folk skeleton will shoot, although you're going to have some cover from it at this point because it's shooting through so many folks, and it's not a penny.
It's not going to matter. It's just going to crit.
I know, right?
And crits her. No.
Wouldn't that be funny? The ninth life gets her.
And that zombie comes to there and can't move any farther. And Idris, you're up.
After you, my liege. I'm going to item interaction the door and open it.
Which one?
The one next to that penny.
That door is locked.
Well, shits and giggles then. Cool, that's one action. And then I'll just go over here with this open door.
Those doors are both closed now. They originally weren't, but things changed. So, but you can. That door is going to be closed and locked. Also, it's where they stored all the undead they were making.
Okay, well, if it wasn't open, I won't go there.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have known. Okay. I'll take the shot at disadvantage. Let me ask you a question. Can I attack around that corner? With a melee weapon?
Yeah, you can. You can attack around that corner at disadvantage. Yes. Because it's a big wide arch. So.
I will accept disadvantage. That sounds equitable. So disadvantage. I will roll on the guy. Cool. Drop that, and then my second attack. Oh, sorry. Meant to do that with disadvantage.
Basically, don't roll a 1, man.
Yep. There you go, my liege.
Woo! Double crits, double 1s. It's good to be the DM. All right. So, anything else you'd like to do, Idris?
No, I'm gonna potentially watch my queen abdicate her position again. So I'll just wait.
All right. It has to double move, so it double moves to there. And it will crit Genebink. 23 Genebink. It hits you.
It hits me.
You take 7 points of damage from that arrow, and then it finishes its move. Genebink, you're up.
About time.
Penny hides behind you, and you take damage. This is a recurring theme.
Yeah. I'm just going to start trying to wade through these things. Maybe I can make some room for Idris.
Crack.
Cussive maintenance. There we go.
Look at you.
More
Look
crit
at me.
for you. More crit back. All right, 5 plus the damage shaken. That is a 20 point, so that would be a DC of 25. Its con will not allow it to stand back up. You crush its skull, and it falls. What would you like to do?
I know that Idris just did things, and they're probably just going to fill that hole, so I am instead going to fill the hole.
Okay, very good.
I am then going to... I assume we would have had no reason to close doors that we had already opened.
They're going to be unlocked, so they may not be closed. Yeah, they'll be open. That's cool.
Okay. So I am going to send Catapult 10, 20, 30, 40, and he's going to end up here because let's go for build 10.
Roger that. Double move, right?
Yeah, I don't have anything left.
All right, good enough. Okay. That's about as far. That's all it can do. Quickfoot is happy with his position. Top of the order, Penny.
All right. Are these always dark, by the way? Is there any light source or?
You're fine. They're dark. There's no light in here at all.
All right, cool. I will move to here and Hunter's Mark the white and sharpshooter. Okay. Connects for that. I'm going to re-roll the 1 just real quick to see if it's a crit. I don't think it's going to matter, but it's not a crit, but still a hit.
Okay.
And he'll take that.
Down it goes.
And then I will continue my move to here. That'll be my turn.
All right, Delbert, I'm going to assume you're in that square because you closed the door and stepped away from it.
That's fine. I was actually gonna cast Shadow Blade and open the door and attack one of the zombies.
All right, go right ahead and do so. So you cast Shadow Blade and move to... You're going to attack around the door at disadvantage.
I'll move through the door.
Okay, go right ahead.
No, I'll stay here. That'll probably be better for me.
Almost
I'm going
had
to
him.
cast that Shadow Blade at a higher level.
Okay.
AKA
third
upgraded
level spell.
dagger.
Yeah, the upgraded dagger, and I'll take that. Is it dark in here?
It is dark in here, yes.
Then I don't take disadvantage.
All right, just do stabby then.
I shall do stabby.
Hit.
Hang on, let me fix that.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, you light
Give me a
that
second.
zombie up. You light that zombie up. You tear a chunk out of it. Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm good.
All right. Crit.
Then I shall take my.
Oh, close the door.
Oh, that's for Genevieve. Never mind. I'm good.
All right, you actually go ahead and take a swing at him as he moves away.
All right.
Did he crit with disadvantage? Though?
Why would he have disadvantage?
Because he's base to base with. Was the door open?
Yeah,
'Cause
the
he's
door's
base-
open.
Yeah, he's base to base. He's in melee.
All right, so he would go to there to make his
Okay.
hit roll, but he would get a shot at him as he goes past.
Huh. That's fair. It's fair and equitable, Ted.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you appreciate it. Because 3 crits on Genebank, how can I pass that up, Jen?
Combat is young. The combat is
You
young.
want to know what I did to Fantasy Grounds? I mean, clearly I have offended the freaking application in some way.
So actually, he dies without taking that damage, Jen. You can go ahead and give yourself those hit points back. So I do have a squandered crit. I'm so sad.
You'll crit with this zombie.
Yeah,
so-
Orc Zombie's got this on the
yeah,
roll.
Orc Zombie's
Yeah,
gonna
no
crit.
problem.
100%. Yeah,
No, the ground zombie does not crit, sadly.
we're all rooting for you, Jen. By the way.
All right, so this skeleton
He's like, this roll will just transfer to this skeleton.
will shoot at catapult and miss, and he will move down the hallway. And this orc zombie will step up here, and he will take a slam attack at Delbert, and he will hit Delbert. And Delbert will take 6 points of damage. And Delbert, succeeds on maintaining his spell. And Idris, you are up.
Oh, I step behind Jenabink and I'm like, nobody sticks an arrow in my dungeon. And I'm gonna go full warlock, -2. And I'm gonna shoot Orc Zombie 18. Woo! Hits him. Dropping shots in people. Yep. Oh, he's dying.
Yeah, he goes down. He'd already been hit.
I did not expect that much.
Hang
Okay.
on. Well, hang on. I got to give him a fort save. He might stand back up with a hit point. He does not.
All right. And then I'll shoot the one with a -2 in front of Jenna.
All right.
Bam. All right. You get a blast of Eldritch energy. That's it.
Excellent.
No. And then stepping on back.
Okay. That guy drops his short bow, pulls out his short sword, and swings at catapult. And he hits catapult.
Actually, I can't. I have to go. So I will
Oh, I'm sorry.
attack this orc. That's okay. That's just my way my character functions. So I will attack this guy.
The stream's down, by the way, Ted.
Ooh.
Yeah, you took an
Yeah,
internet.
your internet hit.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Looks like it's back up on my end. Nope.
Nope, not here.
All right.
Since we weren't on stream, does my 1 to hit the zombie count?
Oh, your 1 always counts.
Damn it.
Don't you remember it's the old D&D rule? It's good for the bad guys, it's bad for the players.
I suppose that's true. I'm waiting until we figure out the stream, though, to roll the second one.
If
The
you
second one or the second one?
I am going to because it should be cycling back up now.
We are live.
if you convert to Dokray right now, Jim.
All right, good enough. We had an internet bobble, which is kind of interesting.
It's just a state of
Genevieve
mind.
just rolled a 1, and let's
And
do
I'm
it.
going for a second, not 1. Yay!
Double ones, nice.
Lots
That
of ones.
is
Varying
brilliant.
varieties. All right, so he unfortunately is going to stay there. Catapult is going to attack the thing in front of it. Actually, no. Catapult is going to Burning Hands things. Because he will get 2 of them. So we shall do this. They both fail, and then we shall do this. There we go.
Dang, your burning hands goes 25 feet.
No, I only have 15.
Then
I got 2 of them.
you only get 1 of them then.
How do I only get 1 of them? It's 15 feet. There's 20 in front of me and then 13.
12 and 13 are farther away than that.
I got 20 and 13. Right down the hallway.
13's not.
Oh, it's not showing up on my map that way. My map, for whatever reason, wasn't showing that.
Oh,
And are
okay.
you sure you didn't hit Jenabink in the head a couple times while I was out?
No, do you want me to copy paste my screen right now? I will show you that Fantasy Grounds has decided that tonight is just the night to
Now we understand why Jenabink is doing weird stuff with
I'm
Catapult.
taking a freaking screenshot, you jerks.
I just synced you back up, Jen.
It's still showing the rat folk skeleton in the square number 13. It shows them here
All right.
on mine as well.
Yeah, see?
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, no.
I have your back, Jen. It's actually showing. Yeah, there.
Thanks. All right. So in that case, I would not have.
Right, because it's not
I
on
would
the
not have
screen.
burning hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Weird.
instead, I'm going to attack this guy.
Multiverses are colliding. The egg is on the move.
That's scary.
All right. And then this. So however you want to. So that hit.
And that drops it.
That drops it, and then catapult would move to here, actually. And that is my
Okay.
turn.
Excellent. We're back to Jennabank.
Now we're back to Genevieve.
Holy Jesus.
Wait, she already went.
I just went.
We're on Orc
Yeah.
Zombie 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already went to.
Oh, you did? Sorry. I'm trying to get something fixed that's messed up right now. So let me. I will be right back.
You can just hit the little move button on the thing to help Tad out, you know?
Yeah.
Be a good player.
All right. We are streaming again. Good. All right. And we got. All right. So all is good. Let's see. We have Orc Zombie 4. Orc Zombie 4 will step out to here. And it lunges forward to strike catapult. and does not crit. Quickfoot is very happy where Quickfoot is. Next round, Penny, you're up.
All right. I'll move 15 to here. And that guy looks pretty trash. I'm not going to Hunter's Mark him, but I will shoot him. Okay.
Hit.
So that's going to hit with this. Man.
That would be... let me see if he rolls a 20 on his save. He does not. He goes down.
Okay. And can I see number 4 through that door? No, right? I'd have to be closer.
Yeah, your angle's too bad.
Okay. From here, would I be able to do it with disadvantage or no?
You actually would not do it with disadvantage because of sharpshooter. You ignore all cover. So you could just step up there and pop him.
Okay, I think I'd still get disadvantage because I'm base to base, right?
Oh, yes, that's true.
Okay, so the advantage is going to cancel out, so it's just going to be a straight roll. And I'm not going to Hunter's Mark him because I need my bonus action. All right. I get to roll again. Nice. At least
Classy.
twice. Nice, that's way better than a 1. And then as my bonus action, I'm going to cunning action to disengage and come back to here.
Oh, that's the first time you've done that, isn't it?
Yeah. Do some roguey stuff.
Delbert, you're up.
All right. Can I see through these 2 doors and strike at Orc Zombie number 4?
I'm going to rule no just because of how much...
Then I will move up.
You can
Now, can I?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Then I shall do so.
Hit.
I actually should get advantage for that. Just checking it.
Disadvantage for the, what do you call it? The doorway, remember?
Oh, okay.
You hit anyhow. Go ahead. All right, so that would be a DC 15 check. Let's see if it stands back up with a hit point. It does not. So it goes down. The Shadow Blade parts its skull. So you reach around the corner and stab it through the face. Go right ahead. Anything else you want to do? You still have move left if you want to use it.
Ooh. Do I want to get up here and make myself a target for the rat folk? Probably not. I think I'm good.
Outstanding.
So you're going to stand in the hallway where the guys with archery stuff come and make yourself a target instead of going there and make yourself your target.
I rolled a 1.
Woo, look at that.
Idris, you're up.
Idris is going to move and
Damn
ready
it.
in action for a target to appear.
Outstanding. Idris, there's a skeleton there.
Hell yeah. All right. This is 1, 2, minus a lot.
I think it's just flat too.
That's 2. Oh, we're not doing our fun little, all the intervening.
Nah, that's 3-5.
All right.
That was a
Blam.
and a half ago.
Well, right, here we go. And 1 shot over the heads of all the short people plus Delbert. And second blast. There's that 1. And
Wow.
that's it.
What is wrong with this session?
Let's get the dice out of the way. That's all I can say. Delbert takes an arrow
Was it to the name?
and drops a spell. Drops a
Ooh.
spell.
I do have advantage on that. How badly did I miss the
By 2.
You've got an
Do you really want to save the detect magic?
Well, it's
it's not the detect magic anymore.
It's the
It's the Shadow Blade. I'm
yeah.
going to go ahead and use my reaction to do the arcane defense thing.
Oh, that'll give you a
Arcane
plus.
deflection.
That'll give you a plus
+4.
4. Yeah, that gets you to a 12. All right, good enough. Good enough. I think that gets you to the saving throw you need. So you took 8 points of damage. What's the DC on a for damage from a spell?
So does it actually hit me?
Well, you only get one or the other, the AC or the save.
Yeah, it
You
hit
got to
you.
pick when you cast.
I hit you
So
with
he
a
hits you.
21.
Okay.
So your spell's still up.
All right. Cool.
All right.
the DC is either 10 or half damage down.
Yeah, so he gets to the 10 that way.
Yeah.
All right, catapult's up.
All right, so which means Genevink's up. So Genevink is going to move exactly 10, 20, 30, get into a rat folk face.
Percussive maintenance.
Yes.
Yeah, she is.
Jen take a 20, and she give a 20.
Yeah.
Bang! It goes down. Catapult.
And yeah, so she can't do anything else. So Catapult is going to do the same trick and get into that guy's face. And see if we can't kill the things.
Hit.
Wounded. And that is my turn.
All right. Top of the order to Penny.
All right. You know what? I'm going to cunning action again because it's pretty cool, and I'm going to take the dash action to here, and then I will shoot at Ratfolk Skeleton twice.
Hit.
Hit. Oh wait, that didn't go on him. All right. Well,
And it goes down. All right. So the last of the Undead falls. It's, head knocked off by a well-placed arrow shot. And I think, let's see, we are a little bit after 6. This is where we're going to end the session tonight. And, we'll go through, folks, talk a little bit about where they are for the session, what they're looking forward till next week, and we will go from there. Genevink, so I don't forget you, which I'm so ashamed of. Let's go ahead and talk about what your experience was this week and what your concerns with, what you enjoyed.
So Genevieve definitely has some concerns about this whole energy transfer through the dungeon and how that is, hindering and helping the Coot and what that means for the larger scheme of things, including her workshops. She's happy that she's now up to 4 workshops. So that's pleasant. But otherwise, it's very, like, on one hand, she wants to keep researching, but on the other hand, it feels like, the research she wants to be doing isn't necessarily the research the rest of the party wants to be doing. So I don't know how she's going to rectify that situation. But for right now, I guess she's happy when she finds the few cool things that she does.
Understood. We'll hop down and we will talk to Idris this time. Idris, where you at, man?
I've got the power. Actually, it's more like you beat me to it when you started saying their names, because I was going to do the whole Captain Planet. By your powers combined. So, he's happy. He thought he was going to have to go a lot longer, so he won't have to implement his backup plan. And he's fine with these combats the way they're turning out. He doesn't have to get beat up. He doesn't have to cast too much. They've got it, So he's glad the Queen is stepping into a role, fulfilling her martial duties. Plus the kneecaps, taking criticals. I mean, he's done a lot of that. So
yeah. How many times did I crit Genevink this session? 3?
3 or 4.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
3, yeah. And people are dishing out. So he's actually great. This was a great low maintenance battle for him. He got to see everybody else do all their stuff, and he's glad the team is coming together. He's actually not worried about not getting out either. So, he's like, we're doing pretty well down here. We could just stay down here,
Okay. Penny, you're up.
Well, Penny's really liking this moving around thing more. But Penny's pretty happy we cleared out the undead. Not as optimistic as Idris about not being able to get out of here because this place kind of sucks. But at least the undead are done, and Penny, even though she doesn't really understand arcane science, is starting to think that the repulsion shield that Jenabin created is actually a shield of attraction, with how many arrows are just finding their way perfectly into her. So
It's cursed.
it's a cursed item that she's made herself. Mildly concerning, actually, how well Jenabin is getting hit by all those arrows.
So yeah, it was kind of exciting from my perspective. I have to tell you, it was so fun. So the only thing would have made it better is if I was shooting Penny.
That makes me a little bit happy in my heart, Tad, that you want to kill Penny as badly as you do.
I just like doing hit points to Penny because it's so hard to do. So Penny's everybody else's hit points are Penny's hit points. That's the way I have to think about it, though. So
I mean, I think we also should give a big round of applause for Delbert today for stepping from his role as a boy into the role of a man. You know,
Yes.
he's
yes.
joined the adult world, if you know what I mean.
so
Delbert, congratulations.
Now we're just turning our attention to Jenabink.
Please do.
Delbert, you're up, man.
All right. So got caught dinking around with the spell actions while the combat was going on, and I didn't realize that the rat folk were playing peekaboo, so that was my bad. But yeah, Delbert's had an interesting day. A lot got accomplished. You know, the Galen line will continue in one form or another, maybe forever. Got a copy of that polymorph spell, so you can bet you'll see Delbert Galen in the front lines once again real soon.
That's awesome. So I do think one of the things that Idris said, PJ said, is spot on. You guys are fighting very, very well together. It's a pleasure for me to watch you handle the challenges I throw out for you so efficiently and so well. This was a CR5 encounter. Granted, it's an EL -2, and you folks handled it just like clockwork. It was outstanding. So it's good to see. I'm looking forward to seeing how you handle the environment you're in and the decisions that you make moving forward. I think that's going to be very, very good. And next week, same time, right? So, Uther once and always. And, let's not raid this week. Let's just, close things down and we'll move on to the next thing. Thanks, everybody, for watching the stream. We really appreciate it. We hope you're enjoying the Dungeons of Castle Blackmoor. You can watch the archives if you want over on Facebook at Kilgore's Lair or at YouTube at Kilgore's Lair, so we're available in both locations. And if you would like to, I would suggest you can follow any of these fine streamers down here. And also, did you know that as a Amazon Prime member, you get a free subscription a month? So if you'd like to use it for this stream or for one of the streamers below, that would be outstanding, and I know they would all appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks so much for enjoying our game, and you have a great, great, great night. We'll catch you next week, same time, 3 to 6 Eastern Standard Time here at Tad Kills channel. Y'all have a good night.